Welcome, everyone. We are going to talk about the One Update show and recap it. But first, I'm going to show you one of the dumbest things ever said on a stream. And we're going to play that, and I'll preface it with, this was the day before Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online launched for Arcade 1-Up. And this gentleman, TravisNDA, is about to say one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. But at this point, I don't even know if it surprises me anymore with him. So here we go.
And one of the people that was a former Evo champion who was testing this stuff was kind of critical of the inputs and stuff earlier on. By this past week when we got the last drop, was so impressed. He was like, "This is 300% better. I can do every single move." So you will not have an input problem. You should not at all, or you just don't know what you're doing, I guess is what the thing is.
Well, wait a second. What? Say that again. I don't know what I'm doing with this input problem.
You should not at all, or you just don't know what you're doing, I guess.
Your fault.
The thing is.
You shouldn't have one. And if you do, like B Kong did, like B Kong witnessed right away, right, Kev?
Yeah.
And said, these inputs are so bad and the delay is so bad, I can barely play this. It's the worst experience I ever had. He just doesn't know what he's doing.
I think B knows a little bit about fighting games, Rex. I think you would agree with me that
I would think he knows a little bit about it. And when he says, boy, this is bad, this input latency is bad, which we'll get into that and them trying to trick you with some terminology of what is wrong with this thing.
Yep.
That's what TravisNDA said, is it's your fault if you can't hit these moves, even though there's input delay. I mean, could you say something more dumb, Travis? Because I'd like to hear it. Here's some other stuff he says. Not as dumb as that. There's nothing as dumb. But boy, I wonder why Travis doesn't know much about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Let's listen to this next statement.
On this, and to be honest, MVC 2, I don't even like the game. To be honest, it's not a game for me.
There you go.
Well, there you go. I mean, you guys have the beta tester, the best beta tester in the world, who's never, doesn't even care about the game, doesn't play it, right? Right, Keo? I mean, right? Oh, God, disingenuous. This is what I'm talking about, the shame. Shame on these guys, Justin Wong and Travis, for even getting on these streams and lying to us again about how good this platform is and how good it runs and how great, when everybody's having problems and they're trying to cover it up. Let's see what else he has to say the day before it went live, and then we'll get into what they're saying today, trying to double down on some of this stuff. Let's see.
This year, where it is right now, it's in a really good space. I'm excited to see what people say.
I'll tell you what they're saying. They're saying it's a hunk of crap, and you know it, Travis.
He's excited about what we want to say, but he doesn't challenge Wong when we told him what we feel about the game. Look at our stream. Look at all the comments. And
look at
slow,
the comments.
Latency, and you're not going to
terrible.
Challenge.
It's terrible. You want to know what it's like? God. It sucks, and you know it. And you sit there, TravisNDA, and act like it's good. People are saying that call outs are coming randomly. The game freezes. It's stuttering. And they even say it on this stream, this one-up stream. They even say it. I mean, it is so pathetic that these guys would try and double down on this after all the hate that has come out and said the input lag is terrible. We'll get into that. But I guess let's just get right into the video, right, Kev? You got anything else?
No, I was going to say, well, it's technically not any of 1UP's fault. You're about to lay out a narrative from 1UP that it's all your fault.
Your fault. You guys don't know what you're doing, B Kong. He just called you out, B. He said you suck at fighting games, B Kong.
You don't know how to do combos. You have horrible internet. You picked the wrong region to go play it. It's all your fault.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the point, Adam. In its simplest form, it's the chipset. You guys cheaped out. You tried every strategy around to try and get this thing to play. It still sucks. You got one stage. You got people call outs coming on accident. You got people with so much input lag they can't even figure out. And you're going to blame it on ping. You're going to say, well, if ping's better. And here's the thing. Even people with good ping are still having the same input problems. They're still having a bad experience. Period. All right, let's go to see what these clowns have to say. Because, I mean, it's disappointing that, it really is disappointing, guys, that two people, especially one who's a professional fighting game player, Justin Wong, goes on and tries to say this is a great experience and he loves it and this and that. And remember, he said the controls were good. There's nothing wrong with arcade 1-up controls. I mean, Justin, you have sold out beyond all belief and have thrown your self-respect and your integrity right down the drain. And for what, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I guess I hope they're paying you well, because I would hope they're paying you well, but I don't think sticking up for arcade 1-up is worth your integrity in the fighting community, where you have now become a shamed clown in that community, where people just laugh at you for all your shilling and sellout. So anyway, let's get to the video. We're going to start with, oh, you know what? So gentlemen, these guys, let me just play it first for a second. But
newsfeed.
So you got this guy on the bottom, right? This guy, he comes in and he says, they ask him what happened to the servers of this app. They start talking about the app, right? Everyone, you all downloaded the app. You guys all downloaded the app. And this guy comes on the stream and he starts talking about the app, and he gets questioned why it crashed and why there were so many problems in the beginning. And he says, so many people were downloading this app that it just crashed. We couldn't figure it out, but so many people were downloading it. Come on, dude. Who are you fooling? Then he goes on and Kevin says, we got 14,000 app downloads. 14,000? There's high schoolers who can build a server off a Raspberry Pi that could download more apps than that, have more downloads than that. I mean, these 1-up guys, Kev, they don't stop lying. They can't sit there and tell the truth about anything.
You know what their catchphrase is? Remember when McDonald's had the 1 billion burgers sold? Well, their catchphrase is 3 million cabinets sold, and they can only muster 15,000 downloads of your huge rollout with 3 million cabinets sold, and you couldn't even handle it. You couldn't even get your app stable.
Right. You couldn't get the app stable. They were supposed to get 25,000. They got 14,000. And this is the point, Mac user, is Fightcade runs it fine. Maybe not perfect.
Exactly.
But much, much better, and fine is a acceptable term for saying how Fightcade runs it. It works just fine. Yeah. Maybe not as perfect as PS3 or Xbox back in the day, or even currently on a server, but man, comparative to this crappy 1-up crap that they're trying to sell you and convince you that it's running well.
Put it this way, it runs better than you paying $600+ to play with less than 1,000 users or so.
Yeah.
Why would you put yourself through that?
And they're like, the rooms are packed. We just launched this, and there's 6 rooms on the West Coast. There's 6 people, and a couple. Wait, so it's packed with 12 people in this thing? If that, that's packed.
Well, there's 14 people, but only 2 in your neighborhood that even you can play with without the lag. So you have to make sure little Jimmy's up at 6 a.m. to play.
Kev, I called Kev. I said I wanted to play. He's like, sorry, man. I'm on the East Coast. You're kind of on the West Coast close.
Sorry, buddy.
It will never be perfect unless you play it in its original state, for sure, on the Dreamcast or what have you. So I agree with that. Here we go. Let's listen to what this clown
see a little news feed about what's going on. So MVC2 is back. And there's limited quantities. I want to make it really, really clear right now. There's limited quantities. So if you're hearing me say MVC2 is available, go buy it, because in 5-10 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour or tomorrow morning, it'll be gone.
Yeah, it'll be gone, guys. Okay. They're gone. I mean, we've heard it once. We've heard it twice. We've heard it 30 times. How much more do we have to hear this FOMO that they put in everybody?
Rexter,
have you guys learned yet in the chat?
Yeah, this guy has been on stream for like 4 minutes, and he already is doing the FOMO up your ass, assed out, stream.
Yeah, you're gonna get FOMO. But here's the funny thing, Kev, is what did we say? That you would be able to get it. I guarantee you'll be able to get it when you want. And you could have with that one weird site that they were taking all orders, and it was that weird people in the chat. What was that? Shop Hippo. Shop Hippo allowed every single one. And then we said, well, now I know why they're not releasing anymore. Because in fear of a class action lawsuit, if they sell more units, every single user who buys a unit could be part of that class action lawsuit.
And now that it's
they froze it. Now all of a sudden it's online, and we got more units. I mean, who are you patronizing at this point? J-Lo. J-Lo. Oh, God. K-Gret. K-Gret. We got J-Lo and J-Wong, J-Dizzle in here. What are we, 10? Jay Dizzle is in the house.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you guys are embarrassing. It's literally embarrassing. What else do these guys got to say?
It was an infomercial for the app the first like 10 minutes. It was so bad. He was begging you to download the app. Just please download it.
Kid just got 2 wins in Fortnite. He had to celebrate. Him and his brother.
2 more than us.
Yeah. Hey, it plays online, but it's a little bit laggy, but they still, it's okay for them. They don't care.
It's Chase's fault. He can't do head taps.
He's like, Dad, this doesn't work. It's all choppy. I said, it's your fault. It's not the input lag's fault.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
We also have.
Let's see. So I got to jump ahead. So I got, okay. So here's the next thing. They start talking about, Kev, tell them about the problem with fake users while I get to the segment.
Yeah, so apparently there are people, and I am a victim of this, they're running around with other people's names. I heard 19K Fox as an impersonator. I'm all over the Blitz leaderboards. And people have been asking, what up? I want to take control of my own damn name. And it's sort of on the roadmap. It's not a priority right now. So, but they are looking at it.
They're looking at it. But here's the hypocrisy of this. Listen to this guy again. Listen to J Lo.
Not only working on improving security, but this is already expected in an app launch. There's going to be people trying to bypass some of our account creation setup procedures. We were anticipating that. So anyone that did do that, they're flagged. So that was actually part of the plan. So we know exactly that was going to happen. Now we know who's kind of the bad cop, so to speak, in the conversation with the apps. So that's going to be fixed. And yeah, we're definitely developing a lot more features to the app. Yeah, trying to figure out how to identify you as a player in terms of your ranking.
Okay, so no more fake accounts.
Definitely some account specific things that are going to be coming out in the future for the app. That's going to be
okay. So here we go. We're going to fix it all, but it was planned to let people hack and do fake accounts.
Look at
Kev, so Kev, we let him do it, but we're going to fix it. We don't want him to do. But wait, I thought you set him up because you wanted to get these fake people.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now, no.
So they have them, Rexer. They have them, but they don't know what to do with them. They don't know. We got the names, but we don't know what to do with them.
We supposedly got the names, and we got all these people, but we're still trying to fix stuff so this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
But we set them up because we wanted it. Nobody wants people to crash and make multiple accounts and all that. Nobody wants that on their app. You want true, genuine because he's a loser. Users, not losers, but that's so to speak. All right, unacceptable fringe. Thank you very much. Rexer just got a DK Junior cab and saw your video on laminate for the side. Saved me some painting. Thank you for your pointer. Look forward to the restore. Okay, I will say this, that I say, if you're going to laminate, which is much better than painting, it might take just a hair of practice. And once you do it the first time, you're going to go, oh man, I could do it better next time. But don't worry, it'll still look better than painting. Slap that orange laminate on the DK Junior. That's what I got on mine. That's actually orange laminate. And I'll get you the right one, Fringe, if you need to know which one. Okay. Love to help the users for sure.
Yeah, dude.
So there we go. This guy comes in lying. They taught him well. They taught him how to lie to the public. They taught him how to patronize all you guys. This guy fits in with one up perfectly, All right, moving on to the next one. We're going to go to 9 minutes here. And Jay Wong admits something about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 before it actually got released. Kev, you want to tell them about what happens there? What about the show?
I think this is where he knew the online, wasn't ready or wasn't coming out. And there's something else I think you're going to play that we have to really highlight. But I think he's going to say right here, they knew things.
Yep. Let's see what he has to say.
What were your kind of preconceived notions about how the community would kind of take it? And were you nervous at all, or were you happy with it, or what?
So obviously, I was very nervous because there was going to be the talk about where's Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online, right?
Well, wait, why would you be nervous? Why would there be talk about this beforehand if you were nervous about when it came out? Can you explain to me, Wong, why? Because all of us from UAGs and Moats and 1UP kits and all those streams, we all thought that it was going to be online when it came out. Everybody did. Day one. But now you're saying, no, you knew that it wasn't going to be online?
It was just really hard and also long process to deal with because at first we did have a online version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2,
but it sucked.
It was just
so bad.
We didn't want to release it and just have all this like
because it sucked. Enough of hearing your voice. It's annoying. So too bad we got to go back to it one more time. But here we go, Kev.
Yeah.
We told you they knew. None of you wanted to believe it.
Yep.
Keo Dyken knew.
Keo knew.
He knew. We knew, but none of them wanted to tell you. And if you're going to say, well, Rex, why didn't you tell us? Well, if I come out and say something that is incorrect because somebody sets me up and tries to tell me something, I will get obliterated. But if you go back and look at my comments of some of my videos or the people that my fans have who really believe in me, I commented back to them. I said, be careful. I'm hearing that this is not going to be online when it comes out. So don't throw me under the bus with it, because I will get crucified if I am wrong. Okay. But they knew for sure. I only knew because of what I heard from the peanut gallery.
Yeah, we kind of get bits and pieces of info, but those guys work with 1UP. They knew, they were told 100% it wasn't coming, and they didn't share one bit of that info with the community, guys. Think about that. Let that sink in. All their streams, all their hype videos, they knew, and they sat on the information. And we were out there kind of putting it out there because of what we heard, and we were painted as the bad guys. Look what happened.
And people were asking 360 about, well, what kind of technology are you guys going to use for this? Is it going to be rollback? He knew whether it was or wasn't, or what is it. But would he say no? Because he's TravisNDA. He can't tell you, but he's transparent. Remember how transparent? And yes, Lord Seagal, Justin Wong is a fraud. He is. UAG mode, they knew. They played at Evo. They were talking to Wong. They were sucking off John D. You know that, guys. They all knew, so... but once again, what I told you was right. I told you they knew, and they didn't know, Rex. They didn't. Here's Justin Wong admitting that they knew. Thank you, Wong. Thank you, Wong, for proving me right once again for the 100th time. Okay.
Well, remember too, we also have DMAC on the episode number 2 admitting that they had to make a decision, Rex. Or do we put this out, or do we hold on to it? And they went with the almighty dollar and they put it out. So there's no hiding behind any narrative that nobody did not know that this wasn't going online.
Okay, let's move on to where they're talking about input lag. First of all, guys, they're trying to convey this image that the thing runs great, and making excuses for the reason why you're having so much input lag and input delay, and you're not seeing the punches or the kicks or the combos in real time when you're hitting the buttons, okay? And they go on to try and cover it up and say it's not input delay. Let me explain something to all you guys, okay? In its simplest form, input delay is the time you hit the button to the time you see it happening on the screen. Now, whether it's from some sort of technology you're using with not rolling back, because I don't want to use that term, but delaying what's coming from maybe like run ahead type technology or run behind is what it kind of sounds like what they're using. It doesn't matter. That's input lag in its simplest form. They're trying to combine input lag with response time and monitor latency and saying, well, no, it's just, it's really happening when you hit the button and the thing. But what happens is it's taking all this time for the visual to come through because we're backing it up. All they're trying to do is confuse you. It's input lag, okay? In its simplest form, from the time I hit the button to the time I see it on the screen, that's input lag. And there are other factors than just controllers and encoders and hardware and and connections to monitors, which has the fastest visual. Response time would have an issue if your monitor can't respond as fast. But in its simplest form, it's input lag. Don't let them fool you. That's what it is. B Kong knows it. Everybody knows it. It sucks. Okay. So
I don't get it. We got a $10 little sticker from TC, and it's a dog squeezing a heart. Thanks, TC.
Thank you, TC.
Yeah, you can't see it on the chat, but
Shiba dog squeezing. What does it say?
A red heart.
Thank you, and thank you, Hobby Hands. $2. I played Half-Life 20 years ago, and it worked. That's exactly right. Then, like Keo said one time, Keo was saying, dude, they played this on Xbox and PS3, and they didn't have Gigablast. They didn't have 200 megabits down and 50 megabits up. They were playing on 3 megabits up and 50 down at the time. And playable is not okay. That's what they keep trying to tell you. We're going to get into that. He uses the word acceptable. Acceptable is not okay for a $600 piece of equipment that for a fighting game community,
well, here's the thing.
For mom down the street who doesn't know how to play and mashes buttons like Travis and just is a button masher and doesn't know the difference of when it's supposed to happen and what's going on, then yeah, it's fine.
We were told, though, Rexer, this is the definitive version. So they didn't come out and say, listen, it's going to be the half-assed definitive version. They said, buy this. This is the only one you want to own. And now they're pulling it back and saying, it's playable. It's acceptable. How you can't get away with that.
Hashtag dope. Hey,
there it is.
It's dope. There it is. There it is. Travis, it's dope, man. This is dope. You got everybody complaining about it. I'm getting bombarded with this sucks. It's unplayable for people who know what they're doing. It's unplayable. I feel sorry for them. You know, they're like, you know, and you could say, yeah, it gets better when you're in the same region. Guess what though? I expect to be able to play with anybody in the United States when it comes to net play.
Exactly.
And Canada, because if I'm on Fightcade, I can do US, I can do Canada, I can do Mexico, and it's really, really good. You start even South America. I've had matches with people, you know, and it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good depending on their internet speeds. But overseas, no, you can't. It's almost impossible.
But why is there so many caveats with this stuff?
So many caveats. You get
ridiculous.
one screen to play on. You get one backdrop. You got to play with people on the East Coast. You got to know to hit your buttons, you know, half a second early if you want it to hit. Because let's get to this video. It's ridiculous. Right. These guys are. It's shameful, guys. It's shameful. You guys are making yourself look more stupid by affiliating yourself with Arcade 1-Up.
And if you press your button, the button will come out maybe like way later than compared to your usual frames. It might come out 5 to 6 frames later, which is pretty big.
Yeah, you think that's pretty big? 5 to 6 frames? Yeah, and then he goes on to say, well, when it's closer in the ping, it's much better. It's still terrible. It's still terrible, Wong. As a professional fighting game player, I can't believe that you would even endorse this. I can't believe you would sit there and try and justify it. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stringer. $2. Watching through 1-Up ad. Hit the play button an hour ago. Stringer, there's too many downloads happening. You can't. The server crashed, man, because there's too many downloads. I think there's 3 that happened in the past hour.
Yeah, exactly. They had 6
on that app. They had 6 and they couldn't handle it. You know. Except I don't even. People are making servers with apps with potatoes that can handle more than what these 1-Up interns tried to do.
We got to give Doggy Dog 420 a quick shout out. I saw him in the stream. He was fighting a good fight, but there were so many shills. It was like he was fighting against everybody. I saw you, Doggy.
You can't. They blocked us all, Doggy Dog. You're not getting a comment in there, no matter what. They see you in my stream. You're blocked from their stream.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But they know. TravisNDA and Justin Wong know deep inside. Boy, I can't believe I look at myself in the mirror and I shill this stuff, and I know how bad it is. I know how bad it was. I lied to everybody. You know, I feel that at some point they got to feel bad because it's really sad at this point. All right, so we talked about Wong doing that. Let's go. What is this? Can somebody tell me what he is talking about here? I mean, now remember, they said this is awesome and great, and here's NDA. Yeah.
What's he got? What do you got? Oh, wait, it's not on the stream. Not on the stream.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me go back and put it on the stream. I'm sitting there watching it on my own. You're like, oh yeah, well, listen to this, guys.
So you may thought you have punched someone, but when everything gets kind of put together, you've actually been hit yourself. And that's this teleporting you'll see from time to time, but it is a perceived smoother.
Wait, there's teleporting? Where is there teleporting or something? I mean, I know we got call outs coming accidentally. People can't do moves. You can't do infinites. Jesus. You're having trouble with combos. But remember, guys, it's your fault. Yes, you can do them on Xbox, maybe Fightcade, PS3, Kev, but it's your fault that you can't do it on
this one.
On this way. You can do it on Dreamcast all day. Too bad. This is Arcade 1-Up and it's your fault. You know, it's smooth teleporting, right? It's so smooth that you can't see it smoothly happen. Yeah, you go from here to here, you don't see anything, you know? It's teleporting. Oh, it's a feature. It's a new feature. Back to the future, right?
Put it on the box.
Well, it's kind of like we're going back in time. That's how we roll back. So you're not really seeing what actually happens. God. I mean, it's so bad.
Hilarious.
All right, let's go to the last one. Knock it out here with this. I mean, there was so much in this thing. I can't listen to these guys talk. I don't know how you guys even listen to this. Like it's shameful. That's why it's part of the thing, part of the thumbnail. Shame on them for deceiving all of us. You know. Here we go. Let's listen to Wong cap it off with how great this is.
It's out on the screen.
Oh God, I did it again. You got to tell me every time. There we go. Bring it up. Let's get that one from Stringer, $2. Neighbor and I played MVC with a string and 2 soup cans. You're like, hey, good game, buddy. Good game in a soup can, you know.
Hey, that's only about $2.50 and $2.50 investment for 2 soup cans.
Kevin,
so that's not that bad.
Stringer, what they want you to do is they want you to get an HDMI splitter and run a 300-foot long HDMI to a second monitor, and then you guys are playing online off the same cabinet. That's how you got to do it. He talks about technical. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He mentions GPO save states, but GGPO is rollback. So what is he talking about? I don't know. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but it's very clear that these guys are just spewing out nonsense that somebody's telling them in order to try and salvage a horrible product, you know, and make excuses. So let me get to this part with Justin Wong, Captain Sellout.
Just to make sure that Mars Capcom 2 is acceptable and playable for what it is. And I think it's great. I think with Marvel's Capcom 2 right now, being out online, people are having fun.
Wait, you think it's great and it's acceptable? Fun. They're having fun. You're not even on it. You've never been on Big Blue in the past 3 years.
Just many regions at the same time.
I got to listen to him say it's
just
great.
To make sure that Mars Capcom 2 is acceptable and playable for what it is. And I think
kids?
It's great. I think
exactly.
Capcom 2 right now, being out online, people are having fun. Obviously, it's not the most optimal situation.
There it is.
The fact that online is out and
there it is.
And they're still they're having fun.
It's not the most optimal situation.
Oh yes, we're obviously going to have.
Well, you just said it's great. Wait a second.
You see his body
is it
language?
Great or does it need to be improved? And is it not optimal? What is it, Wong? What is it? Tell me, is it great or not? You said it's great because great doesn't mean it's not optimal and there's still a lot of room for improvement. I mean, do you guys read between the lines of these complete liars and deceivers? I mean, it's completely shameful. Not so much for Wong, Kev, because Wong is getting paid.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Shilly TravisNDA says he's doing it for the community, and he's sitting there lying face up to everybody.
Yeah.
So,
well, a couple of things there. Did you see his body language? His eyes were looking up to the sky. Yeah. He couldn't look in the camera. He couldn't look us in the eye and say it's not optimal. He was like, ugh. The second thing is, I don't know if you have this clip. They knew, Rexer, that they couldn't do net rollback. And they never brought it up to anybody. Now, here's my question about because TravisNDA is not going to challenge anymore. It seems like he's just going to take his money or bag or whatever. But here's the question that I would ask when they said, we knew early we couldn't do net rollback. I would say, is it because you don't want to pay or because you can't do it? Or is it the chip? Tell us why you can't do net rollback. Right. And Travis just sat there. Didn't follow up with that.
The part I got, they wanted to blame it on the hardware, and when he said this was the only commercial chip that was much at the time, I wanted to say, are you insane? Do you follow? What do you mean? There's much more powerful SBCs and chips that could handle this much better. So for you to say it's the only one available at the time, what are you talking about, you idiot?
My guess is
free. It's the only one they could get for under $10 at the time.
That's exactly my point.
Stringer
they had a budget.
They had a budget. Soup cans only work in the McDonald's parking lot when you're connected to their Wi-Fi, and you have to go up and ask them, hey, can I get your Wi-Fi password so I can update my 1UP?
And only at 6 o'clock on. That's the thing. They're not going to tell you.
Buddy said it right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that the best chip they could get. Of course, they could spend more money, but they're selling it like Rexer. They did the absolute maximum effort to get this in your hands. They didn't. They clearly didn't.
Yeah. No quality control, gamer. We know that. All the stuff. They knew it though that this was bad. They knew it.
They knew it.
And it was so evident when they stopped selling cabs and was like, we can't sell anymore because we're worried that we're going to get in legal trouble for selling these without online. And as soon as they went online, boom, let's sell some more. And it's limited, guys. It's limited. Any of you guys fall for that limited. It's your fault if you fall for the FOMO that these clowns are trying to put on you. It's your fault if you go out and buy one and then go, oh man, like even the next one that they come up with,
You know what I didn't hear at that stream? I did not hear a roadmap. When is the next patch? When are you going to get to play more than one stage? There's nothing.
There's nothing. It's done. They're done investing in that. This is what you got. It's like Blitz. They never improved it. It sucks. This is going to suck. And that's all there is to it. And nobody's going to play it. Okay.
Nope.
You're going to be like, well, they're like, well, we want it to be, if it was a bad experience, then nobody would come on and play it, and then, if we launched it, it is a bad experience and people are not going to play it once they get fed up with it, you know?
Yeah. It's only going to take 5 minutes for someone to go, I'm done. It's just not worth it. And then they're going to not go.
Yeah. Is this the truth right here? To the MVC cabs are from Walmart's return card.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Targets. Thank you, Stringer, for the two. Didn't Cool Toy take his back to Target, I think? Wherever he got his, he's like, get rid of this piece of crap.
Yeah,
that's where all these are coming from.
Yeah.
That's where all they're coming from. So
remember when they found cabinets and it turned out they were piecing together like Burger Time special editions from stuff like returns and panels in the warehouse? It's like that's how hard up for money these guys are. Come on.
I don't know, Scepter. I mean, they ruin the image of certain labels, and if you're Capcom, but this is why Nintendo will never deal with them. They're like, you ruin our image. You do it so terribly. So.
Yeah, Nintendo's very protective, but on top of it, their quality. The minute that they would see John D vaping on a stream, they'd pull that license in a heartbeat.
Yeah, well, and this is the other thing is some people say, why even mess with it? You're only ruining it for other people. You get their hopes up, and then this is what happens. And just, they can't even get the online leaderboards right, but that's really all you need at some point. Goofy, exactly. I kind of agree with you here. They got Street Fighter good enough, and Marvel vs. Capcom, that works good enough. Yes, it's not perfect, but they were successful with that. They bit off more than they can chew, and now it's a black mark on their resume. A huge one.
Yeah, so. Agreed.
Yeah. All right, what else we got, Kev?
I think that's it. I guess this is it.
Did we miss anything in the chat? Is there anything that you guys want to bring up? I'm going to give you 15 seconds to bring it up.
Rexer, this could be the last MVC2 stream because they're not bringing an update after this. We are putting this thing possibly to bed. Just like Blitz. Did Blitz get an update after they put those 3 live? I don't think they did.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing. Yeah, and you don't. And here's what's funny, guys. Well, if you have any comments, they launched this online, and then 2 days later they do a tournament that's not Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They choose some other game. It's like, wait, don't you want to showcase your Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online and do a tournament? Hell no. They know that would be a complete debacle.
They knew that we would be live that night after the tournament, me and you. Playing the footage.
Maybe Stringer, maybe you'll get that Africa chicken tender. That's an inside joke, and you can put it on eBay. It'll look like Jesus's face. I think my kid just won again. You won again?
Wow.
Yeah. They're pretty good.
Here's a good question, Rexer. Where do they go now that they've all been exposed and the bloom is off the rose, so to speak? There's not much going on. Michael B sold his whole game room. He's playing pinball now. What do they do? They just fold?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Here's a question for someone. Who is it? Is it Teddy that does the NBA Jam? And he's the Showtime, not Jam.
Yeah, Showtime.
Showtime, not Jam. He's the Showtime expert. And as long as you're one-on-one with NBA Jam, it's pretty good from what I hear. Once you start adding 3 and 4 people, you might as well forget it. Yeah. From people disconnecting, ruining games, that type of thing. We go. We're still waiting, right, Teddy? I told you that.
Teddy's
Go back to the streams. Go back to the streams, 3 years ago. We're going to do all these NBA Jam and Showtime tournaments. And remember Blitz? We're going to do Blitz tournaments and Blitz tournaments. At least they did the Street Fighter well, I should say at least some people are doing Street Fighter tournaments. Not a lot of the YouTubers that said they were going to host them. Some do. I'll give them credit for that, but not the games that they said they would.
No.
They tried Killer Instinct. That was a failure because they went so bad. And then now they're doing Fightcade, which is great. Nobody even do Fightcade for all we care.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do them.
We just want to see it. Exactly. Yeah, good people playing. That's what I want to see.
Hang time expert. Teddy's the master.
Do not play Teddy and hang time. He will destroy you.
What's your online ID so people can avoid you? If you see anything Ted on there, don't play him. Don't play him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Free MK4. No, we're not doing that. That's not happening. And if you were stupid enough, if they did free it to buy it online, then I can't help you. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Yeah. We'll see you guys. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a thumbs up and a comment if you want. Thanks. Bye.
See you.